Hey guys, Drifter here, and welcome to Behind the Scenes on If It Were Realistic Nuka Cola. This is the first live action video that I ever finished. I started a different one last summer, went down to the deserts of California to film a live action Fallout video, but all the cameras melted at about 120 degrees. We lost most of the footage. One of the other directors, Jordan Berry, ended up having a minor heat exhaustion. We got him back to the hotel and he was okay. I had a more extreme heat exhaustion later that night and they sent me to the hospital. I ended up looking something like this. But this Nuka Cola video we actually filmed locally in Brooksville, Mississippi at the abandoned Brooksville School. If you ever drive past the town, you can't miss it. It's a giant, scary building on the side of the highway. And I'm going to skip to the behind the scenes here. Some of these are going to come with commentary, and some of these scenes are pretty self-explanatory, and my commentary won't be needed.
One of the biggest challenges about filming in this particular building was the lighting situation. It's obviously got no power, and if you can't tell, light only comes in through those windows. This is about 30 minutes lapse. We're just setting up, and this whole time we were setting up, we didn't notice that the lighting in the room was changing. The difference is when the camera's looking at a dark area, it's extremely underexposed, and when it's looking at one of the lighter areas, it's extremely overexposed. So we had a lot of problems with the lighting, and we had a lot of problems keeping shots consistent because the lighting was changing very, very rapidly throughout the day. The next problem we had was with these little bastard wasps, which were all over the place, and our raider was afraid of wasps, but thankfully Evan had a very effective way of taking care of them.
Oh my god. You just grabbed it. Alright, so let's see, can you walk in?
Between adjusting the cameras for the poor lighting, avoiding the wasps, and the wind blowing some of the pages of our script away, the actors ended up getting a lot of downtime, which is a good thing. It was a very physically demanding shoot. We only had 2 cameras here, unlike a professional studio would probably have like 8 for any sort of action scene, get everything from every different angle. We only had 2, and to complicate things, all of the corridors were very, very narrow, so we ended up having to film each scene multiple times because we could only do 2 angles at a time, and a lot of times they would overlap where the cameras would see each other, which was no good, and if it wasn't for all these technical problems we had, we probably would have worked our actors half to death. But that doesn't mean the camera crew didn't have a little bit of time derping around. This is me on the right, and our main cameraman, cinematographer, or camera wizard Jacques on the left. We're filming each other. I don't even remember doing this. I really just don't know what we're doing here.
Alright, here we go. 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, go.
You're coming from a guy that eats people? That isn't much.
I eat people that are already dead. That's way better than being a thief and stealing people's livelihood.
Okay, so the next bit of lines would be this exchange here. That happens when you're already pushed against the light, when you're fighting over the thing. And you're talking about a bobblehead, because in the game, when you steal the bobblehead, you get stronger. You get +1 strength. So you've taken one from him, and you now have it, so you're stronger.
Is this when
This is going to be
he's
over.
choking me?
Yeah. So
Okay,
the very next thing we were going to do is him swinging and you backing out of that door. 1, action.
If you watch this scene again closer and in slow motion, you'll notice that the tip of the blade actually hits our actor Lizzie right square in the head. Thankfully, she was pulling her head back and it mostly caught goggles. That could have been way, way worse.
I want to calm it down just a little bit.
I just cut her head off. I got built something here. Oh god.
Did you get that right?
Maybe.
Oh shit.
I almost won that fight.
Did you get it?
I didn't even see it.
I didn't see it.
I got it. I didn't see it.
I thought this scene here in the hallway with the lighting and the dust behind Lizzie right before she's about to bash his brains in was by far the best composed in the entire video. Probably the best composed scene I've ever been involved with. And it looks really good here. It looks like we planned it, but it was actually more of a last minute thing that we noticed, and the dust and everything was extremely, extremely ghetto. Take a look.
I'm rolling. Ryan Dust. In just a second, 2, and action.
It was never a fair fight. I have way more agility than you.
Bang!
So dust and action.
Wait, you're called bang, so you.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Action. Bang.
The intestine special effects are definitely going to be the most disgusting part of this video. It was actually cheaper to go out and just get tripe or cow intestine than it was to bother making any sort of fake ones or ordering fake ones or doing anything digital, and the effect is, well, very, very effective. It works because they're real. I just had to dye them overnight in the fake blood because they were almost white when I got them. The only bad thing is that they smelled awful. Nobody here liked the smell. Everybody complained about the smell, but Lizzie, our actor, was a trooper. Hell, my wife didn't even like the smell. She didn't like these things in the refrigerator. Look at that look on her face. She hates it, but it's kind of fun in a way. I got the idea thinking back to those old school scary movies like The Thing or the ones from the 80s where they didn't have the budget to do all this digital blood and guts. So what they would do is they would go out and buy pig parts and stuff the latex skin full of pig parts, and when the zombies or monsters would come and tear people open, they just tear through latex skin and the pig parts would come out. We didn't have latex skin. We got a lot more ghetto. We were just kind of making her hold the intestines in her hand, and later on we were like stuffing a little bit in her shirt. It was really, really revolting looking. The last part of this so-called special effect was getting the guts to bleed on command. So what we did is got some rubber tubing just from Lowe's. I think this was for a dishwasher, and we hot glued it to the end of one of the clear condiment dispensers that you can buy from Walmart, the amazing 97-cent kind, so that we could fill that with anything and just squeeze it when we wanted blood. This is me trying to adjust the tube in Lizzie's shirt without touching any boobies, because I know my wife would get really angry at me if I did that, and there would be video evidence, which would be bad. But once we get that in there, we have to add even more guts to make it look even nastier and hide the tube. Especially you have to hide the tube. If somebody sees the tube, the effect is lost, but those guts look too fresh, so we need to cover those guts with more blood. There were period jokes all over the set, and as expected, they were all over the comments. In the final video, I think the effect looked really good. You couldn't tell where the blood was coming from, and we were able to take most of the tubing out with After Effects.
Whoa. Let's do it. So we're just keep going. And we're doing it now. Keep doing it. Swing those guts around.
It's mine. Oh my God!
What do you think? You think I can stick them on those nails? Yeah. Oh my God.